Hi guys, it's me again. And for today's lesson, we are gonna learn about how to make a clicker game. Okay, now we are gonna remove the first sprite, Toby, and now I'm gonna add a background, and this is optional, but I just like it. So I'm gonna tap space, and I am gonna pick spaceship, because you can see the outside of space. Okay. Now add in whatever you want, but this sprite that we are gonna pick is gonna be the sprite that when we click on it, the score will change every time. So I'm gonna have a star, this little guy. Now it's a little bit too small for us to click, so I will set size to 200 and I will put him in the center or like normally up because we will need some space at the bottom for our items to purchase or buy. Okay, for now, we will leave the other sprites alone and we will start with the code for the star. Now, if you go to costumes, you can see that there are sometimes a lot of costumes, but this star is not animated, or it does not have parts. So if yours has any like other costumes like this, be sure to delete them the same way we delete the sprites, because we only want the one costume, and pick whatever costume you would like and leave only one to be left. Okay. Now we will need it to sense whenever we click it, it will change the points by one. Now we can do this two ways. When this sprite clicked or by when green flag clicked, forever if else. Now if we use the when the sprite clicked, it will happen when we don't click the go button. It will work like for the whole time. It's like forever, but you can delete. So today I am gonna work on the basic one. So when green flag clicked, so that means when we click the green flag, whatever is here will activate forever, so that it will keep going until we quit the game by pressing red or the stop sign. We only need one block, which is if, not if else. So the difference is if else means if whatever is in here is true, then do the first opening. If it's false, do the else. So we only want one part, which is if touching mouse pointer. So this means whenever our mouse pointer is touching the costume or the sprite, we will need to duplicate it and mouse down. So what this means is it's basically a when the sprite clicked. If we click the mouse and we are touching the star, then it will change the points. So first let's go click variables, delete the original and make a new one. Now, this is different than other programming softwares that here, if we say our first variable is points, it will tell us data type. Is points gonna be a number or is it gonna be a word or a sentence? Now, for today, we are not gonna handle any text engines or anything more like it. We're just gonna start with the basic number, which is whenever it goes. Now tap for all sprites, because if you tap for this sprite, it will also work, but we don't have any clones of it working for today. So it's just this one single star. And again, you can change the start if you want. And now I will click OK. And in the beginning of the game, we need to restart, which means setting our points to 0 and change points by. And now we have a basic startup. Now let's maximize. Now I'm gonna put this a little bit lower here so that it can be easier to see. Now I will click the green flag and it will go up. Now as you see, it is going too much by a number, and this is why and that is because we did not add a weight. And now if you add a weight, it can be also a anti-cheat, because sometimes people can cheat with auto clickers or stuff. So this is why I would not always recommend if else. So now we will switch back to the only the first method, which is only when the sprite clicked. See how small our code got, and now it still works. But this time it works without increasing by a big number. So now, if you would like anti-cheat to work, you will need the forever, and right before you change the points by 1, you can just wait by 0.01 seconds, or as long as you need. But if it's too long, then the clicker game will be like slowly. Now, most people uh, find a way to sort of like cheat the game when the sprite clicked. Now you see there's nothing activating it, so it's always running. Like now the game is not working. I did not click the green flag, I disabled it, and it's working. Now this is a way to force like people who can cheat this by they can't reset or activate the shop unless they click green flag. So that's what we're gonna learn today. Okay, now we will start on the automated points. Now if we go to variable, make your last variable, which mine is points per second. Now this is gonna be the automatic points, same data type number and for all sprites. Okay, now because this is for all sprites, because other characters, which is going to be our buyables, will change it by like 5 or something, so that we can add the points per second plus points. Now what I mean is, now here if we add a forever loop, change points by points per second. Now again, we are gonna have to add a delay, because then it will just keep happening every 1 millisecond. And now we wrote point per second. So go to control, wait 1 second in between. Now we are done with the start sprite. And of course, I will add any future updates, but now we will keep with the basic and simple one. Tap, choose a sprite. Now I'm gonna keep my game space related, so I will pick rocket ship. Now remember when I was talking to you guys about the costumes? Now if I go into the costume, there are a lot of them that we are not gonna need. Now I'm gonna remove these, because this is the same thing but it has launch off. So I'm gonna animate it a little bit, and or for now we will leave the animation because it is gonna be easier for you guys to understand. I will keep it on this little simulation. Now because you only have one sprite, delete the little A, B, or C, because this means like a second version of it for PictoBlocks. Now let's get on to coding. Okay, now before you start anything, I have not quite figured this out yet. Like the text engine for like changing the numbers. So for now, I will keep it the same. It will not change the price or lower the price. So it will just stay a fixed game. And on our second update, we will make it animated, and also we will add some trails and everything. Okay, so first I'm gonna add a black color. This is gonna be called rocket ship because this is our purchase name. Now, this is my format of doing it. And if you have like any other ideas, like you can use them. I'm just using it like this as a starting point. And now, and the background is kind of making it hard to see, but it has said rocket ship. Okay, now right under it, you we can type out the cost equals, I will make it 10 points. Okay, and the reward, or when we buy things we get something from it, I will have 1 point per second. Now this is also, now remember when we went to the star and we made it forever change the points by points per second. This is a way to automate it. So all we need to do in the beginning, of course, we will need to set it to 0 so that no one can cheat it, points per second to 0. So then currently, if we turn it on, why our points is not going up? Because currently we have set it to 0. So it will keep adding 0, which will do nothing even if I tap. And now let's make the points per second actually function. So go to rocket ship, and we will make a, when this sprite clicked, if else, because I like to make my rocket ship flash red when it when we are not allowed or like denied. But for now we will leave the else empty, because as I said, the next update we will focus all on the graphics and the animations. So let me just rename this clicker, and this is our first version 1.0. Now I think we will have about 2 to 5 updates. But now, when the sprite clicked, if now in the operators, the last video, I talked to you guys about the equal. So either this and the or, when only one of them need to be true. So if points are bigger than or exactly equal points, so if we go to variable points and this, it will just change point by second by 5. Okay, now we have done the basic game. And if I think my word got stuck outside the map. Now if you zoom out, you, okay, time for testing. Let's stop playing and let's keep clicking until, okay, now let's see if our function actually works. Is it changing the points per second? No. So let's have exactly 10 or more. I have 15. it has changed it by 5. Now again, it is by 1, but it is also a better way of demonstrating, so I will reset it back to 1. Okay, this is the basics done. Now, why I only added one purchasable is because I am only teaching you guys the basics on how to make one. So you guys can just add another sprite of whatever you want, and then grab this and put it in the next buyable. So and just change the cost. And if you want to do that, if points equal. Now, the first if, this means how much it will cost, and the change points by is how much we will get. Okay, thank you guys for watching with me, and subscribe, leave a like, and comment, and see you next time.